Here from ECOP. ECOP, how's it going?
Tolu, we've had subdued threats.
Indeed, I think
in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yes, really, the impacts of the tariffs imposed on nations, we've also witnessed down here.
Yeah.
Investors, fund managers were generally apprehensive of and so they took their time to know what will happen, and they held back some funds and they invested, very wisely in trickles. And so we were basically seeing so many people, staying on the sales windows, selling off until about 2 days ago, before we saw markets struggling, to look up reasonably. Yesterday was about 0.38%. Before then, we've had it red almost close to 2 weeks. So that's it. And then the market, let me talk about yesterday.
Go ahead, please.
It was down 0 points, or just even the entire week said 0.32%. And the sales pressure, very, very serious. But the good thing is the market cap, that's the total value of all the securities quoted in our market, they still stay very top at about 65 trillion naira. And the banking subsector, along with the insurance, generally the financial subsector, they were the one dominating activities for this week, followed by ICC fintech groups. So generally, market behavior really looked up to what is happening in the global space. That's American, whatever the American president is saying, and then the direction. Our market is global. It's interlinked with other securities exchanges. And so we cannot, although many economists are beginning to say that we should not worry so much, we will be insulated from, I do not believe that.
Honestly,
because
we're
it is
not an island.
Global, yes. And so if people are putting pressure on American government to reduce. The way it's spreading, I think we should join the fray.
No. Honestly, I totally agree with you that there is definitely an impact of this on every economy, and I don't think Nigeria would be left out. But let's project. We have a holiday today. We have a holiday on Monday. I don't see any. What do you see? Just tell me, what do you think is happening?
Tolu, I would like us to still talk about the global issue.
Go on.
Our financial subsector, we depend so much on borrowing from the
dollars.
Yes, and so as they are beginning to reduce what they can give out to other nations, that will affect our ability to do certain things. It is true that we need to look inward and begin to price up ourselves, but Tolu, I believe that these big economies, they too had taken something very big from us. You understand? Yeah. Because many of our talents that have been out there, they had helped their economies to grow. And so it is not as if we were just taking or begging all the time to get from them. So they too should consider that we are not just, lacking so much. Do you understand? What about our agric produce? We sell raw materials to them, and they use in their industry.
Even our crude. So, let's see, before we go to non-oil, I like the fact that you're mentioning
how then do they compensate us? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So all of this is not just a situation to do. The last issue I want to raise is, what about the future of capitalism? Do you know that this issue of restricting trade, it is not so very good for the practice of capitalism, because there should be free market, free entry. Do you understand? You exchange and you know who your trade partners are. Do you understand? So now that you want to be restricting all of this, will you be persuading some of those people who actually hated the practice of capitalism to, embrace it? You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So the world supposed to be a space where the rich should also care for the poor. Do you understand? So that's my belief, and that's the way I look at it. So let's see how it goes. And I'd like to point out one thing. See, the war between the U.S., I mean the economic war now, between the U.S. and China, it has gotten to a level that China has reacted in a way that is shocking. You know, China said about 2 days ago that Chinese airlines, they should stop buying planes from Boeing company. Boeing is an American company that produces aircraft.
Yeah.
And we have on record that more than 100 planes had been booked by Chinese airlines. And so if all of these are discontinuance and the trade, what about the impacts of the revenue? What about employment? And if it goes on, will the world trade not be troubled? You understand? And so I do not really see how, I want to see how World Trade Organization will be able to persuade America, to see reason to carry all of us along. We've been looking to America for a very long time. And so this is not the time, to dash the hopes.
I must thank you so much, Effiong. Interesting conversation, I must say, with you as always. Well, let's see it up. I will keep our eyes on the ball and see how it all plays.
And that will be Tuesday after,
of course, after the holidays. Thank you so much, my colleague there, markets editor, Effiong Ekop. Now.